We're going to continue the reading of Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta. We are now in Antya-līlā, chapter 1. Rūpa Goswami's meeting with the Lord. And we left Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is meeting Rūpa Goswami. Ya, joy, Śrī Caitanya, joy, Nityananda, joy, Advaita Chandra, joy, Bhakta Brinda, Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki joy, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Giridharju ki jai. Aradina Mahaprabhu Soba Bhakta Lanya Rūpa Mila Ila Savaya Kripata Kariya. On the next day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again met Rūpa Goswami, and with great mercy the Lord introduced him to all the devotees. Sovar Charana Rūpa Karila Vandana Kripa Kori Rupe Sobe Kaila Alingana. Srila Rūpa Goswami offered his respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of them all, and all the devotees by their mercy embraced him. Advaita Nityananda Tomara Dui Jane Prabhu Kohe Rupa Kripa Koro Kaya Mane. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu told Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu, you should both show your mercy wholeheartedly to Rūpa Goswami. Tomadunhara Kripate Inhara Hau Taiche Sakti Jate Vivarite Parena Krishna Rasa Bhakti. May Rūpa Goswami, by your mercy, become so powerful that he will be able to describe the transcendental mellows of devotional service. Gaudiya Udiya Yat Prabhura Bhaktagan Savara Haila Rupa Snehera Bhajan. Thus Rūpa Goswami became the object of love and affection for all the devotees of the Lord, including those who came from Bengal and those who resided in Orissa. Pratidina Asi Rupe Korena Milane Mandire Je Prasada Pana Dena Dui Jane. Every day, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu would go to see Rūpa Goswami, and whatever prasadam he received from the temple, he would deliver to Rūpa Goswami and Haridas Thakur. Ista Gosti Dunha Sane Kori Kata Ksana Madhyana Karite Prabhu Karila Gamana. He would talk for some time with them both and then leave to perform his noontime duties. Ei Mata Pratidina Prabhura Vyavahara Prabhu Kripa Panya Rupera Ananda Apara. In this way, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's dealings with them continue every day, thus receiving the transcendental favor of the Lord. Srila Rūpa Goswami felt unlimited pleasure. I repeat that one. Thus receiving the transcendental favor of the Lord, Srila Rūpa Goswami felt unlimited pleasure. Bhakta Gana Lanya Kaila Gundicha Marjana Aistota Asi Kaila Vanya Boyana. After Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, taking all his devotees with him, performed the Gundicha Marjana, washing and cleansing the temple Gundicha, he went to the garden known as Aitota and accepted prasadam at a picnic within the garden. Prasada Kai Hari Bole Sarva Bhakta Jan Deki Haridasa Rupera Harasita Man. When Haridas Thakur and Rūpa Goswami saw that all the devotees were accepting prasadam and chanting the holy name of Hari, they both were greatly pleased. Govinda Dwara Prabhura Sesh Prasadan Paila Preme Mata Dui Jana Nachite Lagila. When they received the remnants of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's prasad through Govinda, they respected it, and then they both began to dance in ecstasy. Ardin Prabhu Rupe Miliya Basila Sarvanya Siromani Prabhu Kahite Lagila. On the next day, when Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Srila Rūpa Gosvāmī, the omniscient Lord spoke as follows. Krishnere Bahira Nahi Kariha Braja Haite Braja Chodi Krishna Kabhu Na Jana Kahante. Do not try to take Krishna out of Vrindavan, for he does not go anywhere else at any time. Krishna nyo yadu sambuto ya purna sosti ata para Vrindavanam parityatya sak vachin naiva gacchati. The Krishna known as Yadu Kumara is Vasudev Krishna. He is different from the Krishna who is the son of Nanda Maharaj. Yadu Kumar Krishna manifests his pastimes in the cities of Mathura and Dwarka. But Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj, never at any time leaves Vrindavan. This verse is included in the Lagu Bhagavatamrita by Srila Rūpa Gosvāmī. Eta kohi Mahaprabhu Madhyane Chalila Rūpa Gosvāmī Mane Kichu Vismaya Haila. After saying this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to perform his noontime duties, leaving Srila Rūpa Gosvāmī somewhat surprised. Pritak Natak Karite Satyabhama Antya-līlā Janilu Pritak Nataka Karite Prabhu Anya Haila. Satyabhama ordered me to write 2 different dramas. Srila Rūpa Gosvāmī thought, now I understand that this order has been confirmed by Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Purve dui natak chila ekatra rachana, dui baga kori eve karimu gatana. Formerly, I wrote the 2 dramas as one composition. Now I shall divide it and describe the incidents in 2 separate works. Dui Nandi Prastavana, Dui Samgatana, Pritak Kariya Liki, Koriya Bhavana. I shall write 2 separate invocations of good fortune and 2 different introductions. Let me think deeply about the matter and then describe 2 different sets of incidents. Purport. The 2 works are Vidagdha Madhava and Lalita Madhava. Vidagdha Madhava describes pastimes in Vrindavan, and Lalita Madhava describes pastimes in Dwarka and Mathura. Ratha Yatraya Jagannatha Darsana Karila, Ratha Agre Prabhura Nitya Kirtana Dekila. During the Ratra Yatra ceremony, Rūpa Gosvāmī saw Lord Jagannath. He also saw Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing and chanting in front of the Ratha. Prabhura Nitya Sloka Suni Sri Rūpa Gosvāmī says Slokartha Lanya Sloka Karila Tatai. When Rūpa Gosvāmī heard a verse uttered by Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu during the ceremony, he immediately composed another verse dealing with the same subject. Purve sei sava kata kariyachi varnana, tatapi kahije skichu, sangshepe katana. I have already described all these incidents, but I still wish to add briefly something more. Samanya eka sloka prabhu padena kirtane, ken sloka pode iha keha nahi yane. Generally, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu recited a verse while dancing and chanting before the Ratha, but no one knew why he was reciting that particular verse. Sabe eka Swarupa Goswami slokera artha jane, sloka nurupa pode, Prabhu ke karana aswadane. Only Swarup Damodar Goswami knew the purpose for which the Lord recited that verse. According to the Lord's attitude, he used to quote other verses to enable the Lord to relish mellows. Rupa Goswami Prabhura Janiya Abhi Praja Sei Arte Sloka Kaila Prabhure Ye Bhaya. Rupa Goswami, however, could understand the intentions of the Lord, and he thus composed another verse that appealed to Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And I'm just going to read the translation to those ones because they are very long. That very personality who stole my heart during my youth is now again my master. These are the same moonlit nights of the month of Chaitra. The same fragrance of malati flowers is there, and the same sweet breezes are blowing from the Kadamba forest. In our intimate relationship, I am also the same lover, yet still my mind is not happy here. I am eager to go back to that place on the bank of the river under the Dasi tree. That is my desire. This is the verse recited by Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu while he was dancing in front of the Ratra Yatra, Lord Jagannath. Another verse here, composed by Rupa Goswami. My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but I would still like to go to the bank of the Yamuna, beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute, playing the fifth note within that forest of Vrindavan. And that's the verse that Srila Rupa Goswami composed. Tala patre sloka liki, chalete rakila, samudra snana karibe, koribare, Rupa Goswami Gela. After writing this verse on a palm leaf, Rupa Goswami put it somewhere in his thatched roof and went to bathe in the sea. Hena kole Prabhu aila tanhare milite, chole sloka deki Prabhu lagila podite. After that time, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu went there to meet him, and when he saw the leaf pushed into the roof and saw the verse, he began to read it. Mahaprabhu was reading that sloka that he composed. Sloka podi Prabhu suke prema vista hoila, hena kole Rupa Goswami snana kori aila. After reading the verse, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu was overwhelmed by ecstatic love. At that very time, Rupa Goswami returned, having finished bathing in the sea. Prabhu deki dandavat prangane podila, Prabhu tanre chapada mari, kahite lagila. Seeing the Lord, Sri Rupa Goswami fell flat in the courtyard to offer obeisances. The Lord slapped him mildly in love and spoke as follows. Gudha mora hridaya tuni, janila kemone, eta kohi rupe kaila, ridha alingane. My heart is very confidential. How do you know my mind in this way? After saying this, he firmly embraced Rupa Goswami. Says Loka Lanya Prabhu, Swarupa de Kaila, Swarupera Pariksha Lagi, Tanhare Puchila. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu took that verse and showed it to Swarup Damodar for him to examine. Then the Lord questioned him. More antara varta rupa janila kemone, Swarupa kohe, jani kripa kariyache Karijach Apane. How could Rupa Goswami have understood my heart? The Lord asked. Swarup Damodar replied, I can understand that you have already bestowed your causeless mercy upon him. Anjata e arta kore nahi haya gyana, tumi purve kripa koila, kori anuman. No one could otherwise understand this meaning. I can therefore guess that previously you bestowed upon him your causeless mercy. Prabhu Kohe, Inho Amaya Prayag Milila, Yogya Patra Jani Inhaya Mora Kripa Ta Haila. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Rupa Goswami met me at Prayag. Knowing him to be a suitable person, I naturally bestow my mercy upon him. Tobe Shakti Sanchori Ami Kailun Upadesh Tumiha Kahyo Inhanya Rasera Visesa. I therefore also bestow upon him my transcendental potency. Now you should give him instructions. In particular, instruct him in transcendental mellows. Swarup Kohe, Jate eis loka dekilun, tumi koriyocha kripa tavanhi janilu. Swarup Damodar said, as soon as I saw the unique composition of this verse, I could immediately understand that you have bestowed upon him your special mercy. Falena fala karanam anumiyate. By seeing a result, one can understand the cause of that result. And there is another long verse here. I'm just going to read the translation. The river Ganges flow from the heavenly planets is full of golden lotus flowers. I'm going to read again, sorry. The river Ganges, flowing from the heavenly planets, is full of golden lotus flowers. And we, the residents of those planets, eat the stems of the flowers. Thus we are very beautiful, more so than the inhabitants of any other planet. This is due to the law of cause and effect. For if one eats food in the mode of goodness, the mode of goodness increases the beauty of his body. So maybe we can read the purpose of this one. One's bodily luster and beauty, one's constitution, one's activities, and one's qualities all depend on the law of cause and effect. There are three qualities in material nature, and as stated in Bhagavad Gita 13.22, Karanam Guna Sango Sya Sat Asad Yuni Janmasu. One takes birth in a good or bad family according to his previous association with the qualities of material nature. Therefore, one seriously eager to achieve transcendental perfection, Krishna consciousness, must eat Krishna prasad. Such food is sattvic, or in the material quality of goodness, but when offered to Krishna, it becomes transcendental. Our Krishna consciousness movement distributes Krishna prasad, and those who eat such transcendental food are sure to become devotees of the Lord. This is a very scientific method, as stated in this verse from Nala Naisadha. Karyam nidanat adi guna adite. If in all of one's activities he strictly adheres to the mode of goodness, he will certainly develop his dormant Krishna consciousness and ultimately become a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. Chaturmasya Rahi Gaude Vaishnava Chalila, Rūpa Gosvāmī Mahaprabhura Charane Rahila. After the 4 months of Chaturmasya, Shravana, Bhadra, Asvina, and Kartika, all the Vaishnavas of Bengal returned to their homes, but Srila Rūpa Gosvāmī remained in Jagannath Puri under the shelter of the lotus feet of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And maybe we can stop here for today, as another pastime is about to begin. Jai Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki Jai, Srila Krishna Dasi Kaviraj Gosvāmī Prabhu ki Jai, Srila S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. And we can read a little bit from Divine Guidance by Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Srila Gurudev ki Jai. And we were reading yesterday from the chapter called Hand-Carved Gems. And Srila Gurudev was answering a question about chanting, the amount of rounds that we should chant and all of this. And he's reminding us, here I'm just going to repeat this little part here. The vital point is that we are to chant Hare Krishna as much as possible, without offense, with sincerity and with love, and to serve Guru Vaishnava and their Mahaprasadam wholeheartedly. About the 4 directives, so the 4 principles, we are always mentioning them here in India. But on my recent world tour, I sometimes did not mention them. So when Guru Dev is traveling all over the world, he's talking about that. I am thinking that everyone in the West is conscious about the 4 directives, so the 4 principles. Also, those who are coming to me, they are not coming to me directly, but they are coming through some Vaishnavas. Those Vaishnavas are recommending them. That is, I do not know anything about them, but I'm giving my service, initiation to the recommended sincere seekers. Actually, the directives are not 4, but 5. And those 4 directives are living automatically within the 5th. However, for the innocent newcomers, we must advise that they follow the 4 directives, no doubt. You know what is the 5th principle? Trinada pi sunichna, tarora visahisnuna, amanina, manadena, kirtanaya sadahari. Being more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, giving honor to others without expecting honor for ourselves. So Srila Gurudev is saying that the 4 directives are living automatically within the 5th. But here is also some vital point that we must not forget, even though it may not be for public mass distribution. That is that the position of the real and exclusive devotee of Krishna is above the rules, and such devotees can come from anywhere and everywhere. And from another angle, we can say that the mercy of the great Vaishnavas can make anyone immediately into a good devotee. In this connection, we can discuss the slokas of Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Jata Shraddho Mat Katasu and Api Set Sudaracharu. Therefore, we must try to consider everything in a harmonizing way, otherwise we may be offenders. Jasmin Sastre Purane Ba Hari Bhaktirna Drisjate Shrotavyam Naivatat Sastram Jodi Brahma Swayam Vadet. Do not hear any scriptures which does not glorify Krishna Bhakti and Krishna's Bhaktas. Even if Lord Brahma will sit in front of you and recite any other types of scriptures, don't listen. It was for this purpose that Srila Swami Maharaj formed ISKCON. He wanted ISKCON to be a pure place of devotional association. Especially, we are to avoid Vaishnava aparat. Always, there must be some imperfection in this world, but if ISKCON remains at least 60% pure, then carefully the devotees can serve there. Carefully means that devotees will be careful to keep good association and to avoid those who have any tendency to be offensive or disrespectful to the Vaishnavas and Krishna Bhakti. About myself, I can say clearly that I have made a promise to my Srila Guru Maharaj, and at least I can say I am trying 100% to practice and preach according to his wish. When traveling to our destination, if we come across someone who is sick or injured and they beg assistance, naturally we will also try to give some assistance by way of relief work. When an ISKCON Acharya does some activities that even the material people will not do, then how can we agree? And in which way can the sincere seeker be faithful to the Acharya? Such seekers want no mundane things from ISKCON. They need the seeds of Krishna consciousness and the association of good Vaishnavas. They need to have the seeds planted happily in the heart and to get more and more inspiration to practice Krishna consciousness. And they can inspire others also by their example as good ISKCON devotees. But we cannot ignore the fact that inside ISKCON, many of the leaders have proceeded in a very mechanical and mundane way. You are putting a very hard question for me to answer about the ISKCON mission. In those early days when Srila Swami Maharaj established the now exalted International Society for Krishna Consciousness, his mission was always receiving proper nourishment through his divine association. Perhaps everything was not going fully perfectly, but on the whole, we can say that his mission was the only hope for the Western world to happily practice Krishna consciousness. It is true that after his disappearance, some disturbance came in his beloved ISKCON mission, and it is a very usual thing. In every mission, everywhere, it must be expected that when the exalted sun is going to set, some illusory environment will try to influence over all that mission. I cannot say that in Srila Swami Maharaj's time there was no influence of illusion, but by his divine power, everything was immediately harmonized. Everybody will try to make his mission perfect, and I think all the auspicious and great acharyas in this world try to make their missions perfect and expend their whole energy for that. And I have no doubt they wear all the well wishes of all Jiva souls. I think the ISKCON mission is completely different from other missions. We can consider it as a God-gifted organization for the super benefit of the conditioned souls through his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. Srila Guru Maharaj said, Srila Swami Maharaj is a Satya Ves avatar. Otherwise, no man can make such a mission all over the world within 5 years. In a very short time, he widely gave the chance to receive the supreme goal of life, unalloyed devotion to Krishna in the line of Sriman Mahaprabhu. In the time of Srila Swami Maharaj, whenever news would come from any corner of the world of the many persons chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and practicing pure devotional life, at that time I saw the face of Srila Guru Maharaj to be greatly exalted, and he openly praised Srila Swami Maharaj's divine activities and glories in front of everybody. I also saw his similar divine expressions whenever Srila Swami Maharaj would come and report his missionary news to Srila Guru Maharaj. They were both very great, and their basic discussions was very high and harmonious about spreading real Krishna consciousness. Srila Swami Maharaj himself selected a few leaders for maintaining and spreading Krishna consciousness all over the world for his mission. That was called GBC, and he was proud of them. At that time, my own feelings were no different from ISKCON, and I was very happy to see the mood of the devotees. I did not get the chance to mix with everybody. It was also not possible. But I was surprised to see the depth of knowledge of Krishna consciousness in those I saw. Actually, I received much nice impression and enthusiasm from them, including Sripad Bhavananda Maharaj, Sripad Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Sripad Ajutananda Prabhu, etc. I still have many friends in the ISKCON society, and they have a very good mood. They are living within the preaching and practicing life, and I highly respect them. Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. I think that we can stop here for today. Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. Do you want to sing Hari Hara Nama Krishna? Or maybe you can sing. Can you do that? You can sing here. Él va a cantar.
No, you can sing, Madhu. Please, please. No, please, please, please. Let us sing.
Anyone sing, please.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishnaya Yadavaya Namaha.
Haraya Nama Krishnaya Yadavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana.
Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudana.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana.
Śrī Caitanya-Nityananda Śrī Advaita Chandra.
Śrī Caitanya-Nityananda Śrī Advaita Chandra.
Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Rūpa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha.
Jaya Rūpa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha.
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha.
Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha.
Jai Gosai Kari Charana Vandana.
Jai Gosai Kari Sundar Govinda Dev-Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Saraswati Maharaj ki jai. Saraswati Saraswati Thakur ki jai. Śrī Rūpa ki jai. Namacharya Śrī Thakur ki jai. Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai. Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai. Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta Acharya ki jai. Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Gosvāmī Prabhu ki jai. Srila Bhakti Gosvami Prabhupada ki jai. And Danta pronounce to all the devotees worldwide ki jai. Have a wonderful day.
Have a Krishna conscious day.
A wonderful devotional day, an auspicious time.